everybody. This is the first official episode to the Dawn Podcast. I'm going to just start by saying thank you everybody who have been tuning into my YouTube channel. I just want to say thank you for the people that actually take the time to watch my YouTube channel, because without y'all, I would be nowhere. Literally, like, y'all the reason why I do YouTube. And I just love seeing when my videos hit 1K or close to hitting 1K, because it tells me and show me that people really genuinely sit there and watch my videos. So thank you for that. But today we have the first official episode of the Dawn Podcast. On this podcast, I will be talking about relationships, friendships, marriage, celebrities, you name it, like just different topics, many different things. I will also have guests on this podcast, and I'm also going to upload it on my actual YouTube channel. I was planning on making a whole different channel just for podcast videos, but I don't need to. I could just do podcast episodes on my channel, because on my channel I do reactions, I do challenges. I'm trying to get into pranks and stuff, but yeah, but I do a lot on my channel, so I just said why not start a podcast episode. So yeah, so before we start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned every Wednesday and Friday for an episode. And yeah, so this is officially episode 1, and let's just get started. So the first question I got asked for my podcast is, why did I want to start a podcast? So I always want to start a podcast because, one, a lot of my friends come to me for advice on life in general, their relationships, opinion, or something. They always come to me about stuff to talk about, and I feel like me having a podcast, I could show my opinion, show the world a deeper side of me. I could show the world how I feel about topics that people probably scared to speak up and say. So I feel like me being on this podcast, it will show a different side from my reaction videos and stuff, and a whole different side of me, because I would literally talk about topics that's trending or real life topic that's happening. A lot of y'all might not agree with me about some topics and what I say, but that's also cool. We could agree to this. Also want y'all to comment down below every video about how I feel about the topics I talked about. Maybe you could even share to me. You could DM me. You could share in the comments down below some experience you had with the topics I talk about. So it's never a problem. We are all here to just bond, build together, and grow. So yeah, but back to the question, why I want to start a podcast. I just want to start a podcast because I feel like me having a big personality brings a lot to that, and it's gonna show when I do a podcast. Like, each episode will be a different topic, but I just feel like me doing a podcast would just show the world that I also have an opinion too on something, and I could build a good audience. Because listen, a lot of people out there afraid to speak about certain topics, but me personally, I'm not scared to speak about nothing. And yeah, like, I just feel like me doing a podcast would just bring us closer for the people that are afraid to speak about certain stuff, or just afraid in general. And I just want to give, since I have a platform already, I just want to give that energy. I just want to make people feel comfortable enough to even share with me experience with certain stuff. So yeah, that's why I want to start a podcast, so I could build and grow with y'all. And yeah, if y'all plan to start a podcast, just let me know how y'all feel. I could give y'all some advice on that. Yeah. So let's just get started with the following question. We go get deep and stuff. We gonna get into some things today. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you a question throughout this episode. Just make sure you bear with me. Make sure you sit and talk to me. Like, I wanna know your opinions on stuff. Maybe I can teach things. I can learn a lot of things. I'm willing to learn a lot of things from this episode. I'm willing to learn new things, get feedback. So yeah, let's get started with the first topic of us getting into some things. And yeah, so the first topic we're going to be speaking about is falling in love with red flags. And I say fall in love with red flags because a lot of people Like, okay, so you get into this relationship, right? And sometimes y'all quite ignore red flags in that person, whether it's a male or female. Like, it's vice versa. It goes both ways. A lot of y'all know red flags when it comes to falling in love, or actually being in love in general. Like, so let me just say, like, my opinion on that, it would have to be like, if y'all see the red flags, never ignore the red flags. Please don't ignore red flags, because I feel like the more you ignore the red flags, the worse your relationship would get, low key. Because if you would have paid attention to those things that he or she been doing in the beginning of the relationship, you didn't have to continue on with the relationship if you see that they are doing stuff that you don't like. Like, example, like if they see that they don't know how to communicate good, that's a red flag. If they see that they lie about their location, that's a red flag. If they see like just stuff in general, like being too friendly, like some people don't like their partner being too friendly, to be honest. Like, and I don't blame them, because like, why you that friendly for? Okay, we don't want you to have a stuck up face, but it's not gonna get you nowhere, so we ain't doing that. Another red flag, and I would say what people ignore, is that y'all want somebody that y'all could actually have a lot in common with. Y'all want somebody that will that you can learn from. Like, if you can't learn from that person, if you can't vibe with that person, then I don't know how y'all gonna work, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be very hard to manage to be with that person if y'all have nothing in common. Okay, I get that y'all might come from two different places, but y'all could also at least learn something from each other, not just like the basics. Like, y'all could actually learn something every day from each other, literally. So I feel like when you know red flags, that also could block your blessings from finding somebody that's good, actually good. So I just feel like never ever 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 never ever never ever ever ignore red flags when it comes to a relationship, even when y'all years in it, 4, 5, 10, 18, 35 years, 100 years from now. Never ignore red flags when the person, because when you know red flags, to be honest, I feel like when you know red flags, it's like some red flags, they become sneaky because they know you don't know about certain stuff that they do, so they know that they could get away with certain stuff. So yeah, my advice to y'all is to just please don't know red flags, because that will bother y'all in your relationship. But let's switch gears to the next topic. The next topic is double standards. I feel like I need to talk about this because a lot of double standards happen, like even from when I was young to now, and it's still happening. Like, I feel like for people that don't know the definition of double standards, is when like rules apply, like different rules apply to different people. Like example, men shouldn't cry, but it's okay that a woman could cry her eyes out, cry her tears out. But when a man do it, they want the man to be strong, and that's not okay. You should never tell your son, or you should never tell nobody in general not to cry. Like, for one, who are you to tell me to not cry? Like, what? Who are you not to tell me to not cry? Like, I'm letting my emotion out, so let me be. Let me be, to be honest. Like, but yeah, like that's definitely an example of double standards. Like, they don't allow men to cry, or they feel like men shouldn't cry because they feel like if a man cry, he's weak. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Another example of a double standard is when a guy having a bad day, and people go to be like, oh, he got a lot on his mind, he going through a lot. But with a female or a woman, every time she's upset or something about something, they always be like, oh, time of the month or something. Like, no. Same way how he may have a lot on his mind, she might have a lot on her mind too. So all that double standard is really happening still to this day, and that is the crazy thing ever. Like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like throughout this history, throughout this world, men was always getting treated better than women, or sometimes women get treated better than the men. Like, if you walk into a restaurant, a lot of men like they have that sign where it say no service if you don't have a shirt or shoes on. They don't service you. But if a girl have like a little crop top on, barely skin showing, oh, she could get anything she want. But yeah, like double standards is just, I feel like it's just like people should just acknowledge the fact that we are all equal in this world, and I'm gonna need people to acknowledge. I feel like people should acknowledge women more and honor women more, only because I feel like us men, boys, men, whatever you want to call it, us men slash boys, whatever you want to call it, we don't go through half the stuff women go through. Women go through pregnancies. Women go through being a single mom. Women go through contractions, periods, a lot of stuff. So I feel like men out here should cater more to their women, and I just feel like the fact that girls go through so much, they don't get appreciated enough by these men out here, and I feel like that needs to change. Like, women really go through so much. Like, even back then, women never had rights. Only men did. Or they used to say, men gotta go out and work while the women be housewife, cook for him, clean for him, do his laundry, wash his clothes. I feel like that's not always applying to people, or like they said. And also, they said women should always cook for the men. I disagree with that, because I feel like, okay, she could cook for you some days, but you should also take the time to learn how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, take the time to learn how to cook, so your girlfriend could come home from work, from having a long day of work, come home to a nice, good meal, a nice, good shower, a nice, good everything. Like, I feel like women should not only be the ones that have to cook and clean and stay home and do your man laundry. First of all, that's his clothes. He got his clothes dirty, so I feel like he should be able to wash his own stuff. Like, not only women, but this world is just so crazy that this new generation just listens to social media a lot, and they don't know. Like, I feel like they don't have the knowledge that I have growing up, or people in general don't teach their kids like the importance of life or something. Like, I'm not coming after nobody parent out there. I'm not talking about nobody parent, but it's just like, teach your sons that getting rejected is okay, because a lot of females nowadays, they really be in danger just because they said no. Just because they say no, that don't mean they should be in danger. Okay? They should not be in danger. A lot of people need to teach their sons, stop putting their hands on a female. I don't know what props I think y'all getting for that. I don't know what y'all getting out of hitting the females, but it's not cool. It's not great, because you, same way how you can hit a female, you could be able to hit another dude. But that's for another day. That's for another episode. I'm gonna be talking about that. But we are still on double standards. Like, I'm gonna just wrap it up with double standards. I just feel like same thing a man could do, a woman could also do. Like, it was an example of Martin. One of his episodes was when Martin was like, a woman can't do what a man could do. Like, a woman could be a firefighter, a woman could be a basketball player, a woman could be a construction worker. Like, usually you will see men work for construction, mostly a basketball player and stuff like that. But like I said, in that episode, Gina and them proved to him that a woman could do just as better than men. And just because they are women don't mean that they are weak or nothing. Like, women could be firefighters too. Women could be police officers. Women could be basketball players. Women could work for construction. So those are not only men's jobs. I feel like when it comes to women, they could do the same thing a man could do. But yeah, I just feel like double standards shouldn't be a thing, and I'm sad it is a thing. I feel like it's vice versa too. Like, men could be able to cry. We could cry. Like, I don't want to hear, I would never tell my son, whenever I have a kid or whenever I have a son, I'm never going to tell him, oh, stop crying, be tough. Like, what? I don't get that. I don't get how people could do that, to be honest. Like, he just want to express his feelings, and y'all not giving him the opportunity to express how you feel because y'all feel like, oh, if he cry, he's weak. Like, what? You should never say something like that. But that's just my take on double standard. Just let me know how y'all feel down below about the topic we talked about with the red flags. How y'all feel about people falling in love with red flags and ignoring red flags. And let me know how y'all feel about double standards. Yeah, so we're going to switch gears to the next topic, which is how men can't take rejections. I talk about this all the time with my friends. I just see it in general. As a matter of fact, because I did get rejected by a female. It was this girl I liked in school, in my high school. I ain't gonna lie, like, I used to have the biggest crush on her, to be honest, the biggest crush on her. But she see me more as a friend, so I didn't take the rejection like hard or nothing. Like, I just said, okay, I understand, because me personally, I am a very understanding person, so I took it light. I just said, oh, okay, they just get back to being friends. No hard feelings, and yeah, we remain cool. But men really don't know how to take rejections. I mean, and it's kind of sad that whenever a female tell a guy no about giving them their number or the social media or even going on a date with them, that they get in danger. Like, it's sad that men really would put a woman in danger because she don't want to date you. Like, maybe she going through something. Maybe she going through a breakup right now, the time that you ask her. Maybe she don't want to date nobody at the time. So her saying no, or maybe she just don't like you. Or maybe she's just not attracted to the gender. You never know what somebody going through. So I feel like it's sad that men cannot take rejection because one is many fishes out there in the sea. So that's not your only option you will find. You better go find somebody better than her. You better go find somebody better. So I feel like when a female tell you no about dating you or giving you their social media, just let it be. Like, just go about your day. She shouldn't have to look over her shoulders every time she turn around, walk down the street because y'all can't take no. Or after they harass them down the street and stuff, like, that's mad corny, and I really don't understand that. That's super corny. Like, we gonna just wrap it up with this topic. If you a guy out there and a woman reject you, just go about your day. Just be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. Don't ever harass her down the street saying, oh, that's why you want you, that's why you're ugly. She's not ugly, she just didn't want you, so now you 237. She just didn't want you, so now you mad, and now you calling all types of bees, all types of hoes, this and that. You don't know the girl till you even call her that. But it's really sad that men cannot take rejection. They rather start cursing you out, start harassing you, start probably even hitting you because you told them no, rather than just taking a no like a champ and going about your day. And you maybe will find another blessing that will come your way if you just know how to take a no. But that's how I feel about that topic. Let me know how y'all feel about how men cannot take rejection. I just want to know your thoughts. Like, after each topic, I want to talk about how y'all feel about it. So we're gonna be on the same page because, like, I want to know your thoughts too about it, and I want to know how y'all feel about what I'm saying and stuff. So yeah, next topic we go get into is, this is a question that I got, and I want to know how y'all feel about this. I want your honest opinion about it. I want to see how what y'all feel about this. But the question was, is cheating forgivable? Me personally, I feel like cheating is not forgivable because you chose yourself to entertain that person. No matter if it's physical, verbal, whatever you can call it, cheating is cheating. That's not forgivable because if you cheat one time, you're gonna always cheat. And I feel like if you're in a relationship and you cheat, you're not attracted to that person no more. You want to find something new. And I feel like before cheating on somebody, just leave the person alone, because that could come with a lot behind that, and you don't want that type of drama just because you cheated. So I feel like cheating is not forgivable. Like, me personally, I would never forgive my girlfriend if she ever cheated on me. Like, I would never forgive you. I don't care how many times you apologize, say sorry, I'm not forgiving you because you cheated once. That means you wanted something different. You want to try something different, and you no longer. I can no longer trust you in my eyes. And once that trust is gone, it's gone. It would be very hard to get that back when it comes to me. I don't hold grudges, but it's just like certain stuff you cannot always forgive, and certain stuff is not okay. So yeah, I feel like cheating is not forgivable. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. If y'all think cheating is forgivable or not. Let's have a conversation about that because I really want to know people's opinions. And yeah, next question we're gonna be asking is it okay going to sleep mad at your partner? I feel like sometimes it is okay going to sleep mad at your partner because you don't want to say the wrong thing before going to sleep. Like that one thing could cause a breakup. It could cause an argument and stuff. Or some stuff is just better left unsaid. Y'all ever heard that phrase? Some stuff is better left unsaid. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that. Sometimes you can't stoop to people's levels. You really can't. You really cannot stoop to people's levels because you cannot fight fire with fire all the time. You cannot fight fire with fire all the time. Some stuff is just better love to just leave right there and just don't even entertain it at all. But yeah, I feel like sometimes it is okay to go to sleep mad at your partner so you can teach them a lesson on what not to do the next time. And like I said, some stuff is better left unsaid, but it's also not okay to go to sleep mad at your partner because I feel like before y'all go to sleep, y'all should always talk about the problem. So y'all won't have to wake up and the next day mad at each other about the same thing. Like, I feel like that's very childish. I mean, it depends on what you're arguing about, but me personally, I just feel like sometimes it's 50-50 with me, to be honest. Like, it is okay to go to sleep mad at your partner, but also not because, like, you don't want to go to sleep holding a grudge because, first of all, life's too short, death is random, so you don't want to go to sleep. God forbid, you don't want to go to sleep, and then the next day you find out your partner is dead, and now you cannot even make up for what happened the night before because he's dead, and dead people can't talk, obviously. So now you're just holding that grudge against you and saying it's all your fault, and you start blaming yourself for something that wasn't even that deep. So I feel like sometimes y'all could always talk about the problem before just letting it go. Just want to leave it alone and stuff. And yeah, so the last topic we will be talking about on the Dawn podcast, somebody's told me, well, I posted what topic I was talking about. What topics I just talk about? People gave me statements and stuff. So yeah, they just want me to talk about it. It says marriage is strictly for business purposes. To be honest, I really don't care to get married. And I do feel like marriage is a business purpose only because sometimes in marriages, like when you get divorced, the person that make the most out of the relationship gets all, and I feel like that's not fair. Or sometimes, like when you have a business, that person could literally take over your business just because y'all was married. So yeah, marriage, I feel like it's just for business. Like when you get divorced, like it's all about money. It's never about the kids or nothing. So yeah, I just feel like marriage is really all about business purpose only because when you get divorced, everything could be theirs. When you married, whatever is yours is theirs. And nah, like some people really work hard. They work for years, months, days. They get no sleep some days because they have a business while the other partner just sleep, worrying about themselves. And you telling me all this work I put into my business that could literally get taken by my partner, by my ex-partner, I mean. Like, no. So I just feel like people need to get treated fairly. Whatever is theirs, give it to them. It shouldn't be the other partner's agreement on it, or unless you have a contract on it or something like that. But yeah, I just feel like marriage is strictly business purposes only. And yeah, I feel like when y'all in a relationship for a long time, and I feel like once I get married, that's when the problems come. So me personally, I don't care to get married. I don't. And a lot of people spend thousands of dollars on weddings. Thousands of dollars on weddings. After that wedding, a year later, y'all going through problems. Y'all ready for a divorce. So you spent all that money for a couple of hours to get divorced. Yeah, y'all wasted y'all time. Y'all wasted every time. But that's how I feel about how marriage is strictly business purpose only. Let me know how y'all feel about red flags, double standards, how men cannot take ejections. Is cheating forgivable? Go see mad at your partner, and how y'all feel about marriage. I want to know how y'all feel. Comment down below how y'all feel about these topics. Let me know what y'all think, and yeah, let's just have a conversation. Stay tuned for more episodes. Like I said, every Wednesday and Friday. I would drop every Wednesday and Friday. And if I don't, it's because something came up. So bear with me. Let's go through the journey together. Let's heal. Let's have fun. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 2. Love y'all. We is out.